Hey tubers, me again. Hey, just gonna share with you another little drywall job that I finished up. So on any given day, you never know like what the next text or phone call is gonna be. You guys always hear my messages going off during my videos. So my buddy's getting ready to sell his house. He's gone through the inspection and everything, and they discover that there's mold behind the refrigerator. So during the course of the job, I had to take photographs of all the repairs that were made and then send them to them to verify that the work had been done. I try to work smarter, not harder. So all the cuts that I made are going to be less than 4 feet, which is the width of the sheetrock. So the kitchen is over on the other side of the wall. That's where the refrigerator would go back there. But this is the view from the garage. I cut away the sheetrock, removed all the wet insulation and the vapor barrier, and all the 2x4s were sprayed with a bleach concentration because obviously you're not going to replace the studs or anything. And then I just cut the sheetrock above like where any mold stains were. And you'll see on the next shot, I have to do it all the way around. So that's from inside looking out. That'll be the garage that you can see down through that space. So just making sure that there is no mold anywhere. So when I was assessing the damage before I went to buy the sheetrock, I figured that I could do all the repairs with just one piece. Yeah, even if you can't see it, you got to spray all that wood and stuff to make sure that there's absolutely no possibility of mold. Using bleach works well. So once I'm sure that I've got everything all treated and everything, and I've cut away all the bad sheetrock, it's time to start measuring for new stuff. The original construction was with sheetrock nails, so I got to go through and I got to pull all those nails out. That just makes it a lot easier if you do all your prep work. So when you start putting up sheetrock, it can go pretty fast. So down on the left there, that's like where the automatic ice maker and water connects to the little faucet down there. So somebody had already repaired this once before. It's just they have replaced it with a PEX water line over there. It's plastic. So everything's all pretty much almost ready to go. And I'm going to start out in the garage. Oh, I have to put in the insulation and stuff first, as well as a vapor barrier. And that's just a sheet of, like, I think I used 4mm plastic sheeting and cover it up. So there's the insulation going in. On the left hand side of the picture there, that's the garage on the back side. You'll see a shot. So it was cheaper to buy the insulation that had the backing, and I just pulled the backing off and then tucked it in there because it's going to get a vapor barrier put over on from the inside. So it was just a lot easier to work with, tucking it up back behind that sheetrock there. So over there on the left, you can see that piece of sheetrock. It's getting ready to be traced, cut, and then screwed into place. Insulation's already in. And there's my little DeWalt radio there. Can't work without my country music. And yeah, so now I'm going to go back to the inside. I'm just cutting pieces. So I got the plastic up there, which is the vapor barrier. That's just stapled into place. Getting ready for the sheetrock to go over it. So like in my other videos, I've already put the sheetrock up there and made it so that the pieces will fit exactly up against the old sheetrock that was already there. So it just makes, by doing the prep work ahead, it just makes the final fit and assembly a lot faster and easier. And I use the escutcheon for the where the water outlet is as a template to cut that hole, and just measured from the side and the bottom. So now I'm all secured with all the studs and stuff. Now it's just a matter of putting the mud, the texture, and the taping. So here's the garage. The pieces being cut, put into place, and the hot control texture has been applied to it. And just gotta wait for this to dry. And all this had to be done in the first day so it would dry overnight. I'd be able to come back the next day, sand and paint. You'll see here in a minute the finished product. I ended up pulling all the hardware off that wall from hangers and stuff so I could paint the entire wall. So this picture is actually the next morning. I had to go to Home Depot. I bought all that baseboard trim, put that on. So when it was all done, you couldn't even tell that any work had been done, which was the whole idea. I mean, you see it every day when you drive in with your car. Here it is, just standing back a ways from it. And yeah, if you pull in your car and you see a crappy job, and it'll just aggravate you till you fix it. So I felt it was pretty important that it looked pristine when I was done, and the customer, he was really happy. So that whole area right there on the inside behind the fridge, that was after I had done the texture and the paint. You really don't worry about, it being absolutely perfect, but it did come out real nice because it is tucked behind a refrigerator. And then this last picture was kind of an afterthought because I'd actually forgotten to take the picture, and getting ready to push the refrigerator back into place. I have the water all connected, it's plugged in. The escutcheon for the water is back on against the wall. Work is done, time to get something to eat. There's my name. On this particular job, I didn't have the benefit of having my helper, my son Jake, but you can see that he's done this in the past. This is from an office that I had built in a lady's garage about 6 or 7 years ago, and now she wanted her garage back. So we tore it all down, removed all the electric that I had put in. Yeah, I do a little bit of electric too, so yeah, this was a good job here. So no, I'm not a professional drywaller or anything, but I just like to be able to help guys out, and I like doing the work. I appreciate you guys watching my videos, and there's always something new, something different, so please subscribe.